Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You can see by the title below, this is on episode 15 of Twin Star Exorcists, and this episode, just like I said in the last one and we saw in the preview, it looked like it was pretty much going to be a filler, and it honestly, it really is, with a couple of like main points that you can build upon going into the next episode. Those main points pretty much being the whole Kegata corruption kind of thing is going around all around their city. So that is of course why Sagan is there, and from the looks of it, something big is going to be happening in the next episode, to which I will save to the end of this review to talk about. So first off, most of the episode, pretty much the filler. Of course, Ryogo goes to his friend that we saw before. His friend pretty much introduces him to this new girl that joined their area, as she's an exorcist as well, and her name is Haruka. And pretty much they go on a date, and she's pretty. I'll admit. And it just seems so convenient, and she just seems so like the way she's like being around him. It just seems so suspicious. And the whole episode, I had two things I was thinking of: either she's gonna die, or she's gonna end up being bad and end up being the one to kill someone or something like that. To which we don't really see that. It just still, like, in my head from what I've seen, it just seems so convenient. All of a sudden she comes, she arrives, she tries to get close to obviously Rokudo's pretty much brother in a way. They're the Twin Star Exorcists and everything. It just seems so convenient, and that she all of a sudden came out of nowhere and she's getting together with Ryogo. And the whole romance part of it, it was cute, it was funny. Ryogo, honestly, I'm just like him. And I was like, oh my gosh, man, just laughing at every part, just thinking like, oh man, I would be like that as well, kind of thing, if I was in his shoes right there. And it was nice to see that different side of Ryogo that we don't normally see. Normally he is more of a confident individual and everything. And in this one, he pretty much, was nervous at every step until, of course, the very end. You see he is obviously affected by what happens to his friend, to which he ends up dying, or not dying, to which he ends up becoming corrupted. And they didn't really need to see that part at the very end showing his like remains and ashes of it. I mean, you pretty much already know, right? Or is there people that didn't? I don't know, because for me, I already knew that he was obviously corrupted right when we saw that thing. And of course, this is another big thing, I guess, for the next one, is it's pretty much this episode is kind of a reality check to Rokudo and Benio, in a way showing Rokudo, still having the effects of what happened way before, still in his head, and it pretty much clouded his judgment, and he wasn't his normal self in that fight, including showing them trying to use that power that they showed in the last one, to which I was like, no ways it's going to be that easy for them to do. They just started charging them, like, okay, I guess it is. And then, of course, it ends up not working. I'm not too sure why, if it's because, they're not all into it, the emotions-wise, or, obviously, he's not all in his head at the moment kind of thing, and Benio is just, I'm not too sure at the moment either. So that could be along the ways that maybe, I'm not too sure, but that's something big, obviously, because that's like their most powerful ability, and I'm happy that they didn't just have it so they could use it so easily and take out this thing that easily. It showed a different way, and Sagan obviously is here. It showed that he has a lot of stress right now. He's pretty much dealing with all this kind of stuff, and he even shows himself as kind of the dick in a way, the jerk, telling him, get out of here, you're not ready for this kind of stuff. And he even says at the end, only he should have to deal with something like this. And then of course it shows the remains of Ryogo's friend. That was pretty much what the episode was. From the preview, guys, the preview is what's really getting me, because that's a preview that just seems like, wow, that's a huge spoiler. You can see, if you look at the preview, tell me not, especially with, obviously, in this episode, he tells the old guy, Sagan tells the old guy to watch over, Mayura and everything. And in this one, we see, in the preview, I'm pretty sure I see her being corrupted by, the Kegata corruption. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. And of course, Rokudo crying. And there's only two girls in Rokudo's life that's so important right now at the moment that would force him to start tearing up and crying the way we saw in the preview. That doesn't look anything like Benio for one thing. So it's gotta be Mayura. It looks just like her in a way from the scene that we did see. And I saw, I paused it at the right moment, and it does look like her. So from the looks of it, it looks like the next episode is gonna be pretty dang emotional and big. Can't wait to see how that is. Will it be, a big fight in that one? What's gonna happen to Mayura? Is she gonna die? That's honestly surprising to me. I thought she was always just gonna be, the childhood friend that's in love with him, and they just pull that along the way for the whole time. But it looks like that's not what it's going to be. I'm not too sure if she's going to end up surviving. Maybe they figure a way to stop the corruption. I'm not too sure. Really, there's just a whole bunch of questions around that. We're just going to have to wait till the next episode. But overall, like I said, this episode was more of a romantic filler for Ryogo. Kind of a couple things, obviously the kick out of corruption, the reality check for Rokudo and Benio, showing the threat of what's going on right now with Sagan being there as well. And that was pretty much the build up to the next episode, to which, like I said, we saw in the preview, it looks like Mayura is being corrupted. Now, like I said before, this is just my opinion, a possibility that it could happen, but I'm still thinking that it just seems so convenient that Haruka just arrived out of nowhere like this, and all of a sudden is like trying to fall, having Ryogo fall in love with her and her falling in love with him, kind of thing. It just seems so convenient, and just like, I don't know, I could be completely wrong, and this is just how it is. It's just a romance, they fell in love like that. But Ryogo just seems like the type, after seeing this episode, he's easily manipulated in a way by love, kind of thing like that. So I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's pretty much all I gotta say, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. There's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. It really does help the channel. And until next time, guys, see ya.